we're going to go straight out to Cairo, where we've got Matt Bradley on the telephone. Matt, tell us about these charges being brought against these 40 people.
Well, it's two charges, really. One is setting up organizations, foreign organizations, without legal consent from the Egyptian government, and the other is accepting and distributing foreign funding without approval from the Egyptian government. So basically, they haven't necessarily been charged per se, but they're all being referred to a criminal court, which means the charges are probably going to come, and it's almost sure going to be facing a court at some point.
Matt, this situation has been brewing for weeks, possibly even months. So what is this doing to relations between Egypt and the U.S. right now?
Well, it's really put the whole relationship on the skids, because this is the closest that the American government or the Congress has come to canceling the $1.3 billion in military aid that the United States has given to Egypt for several decades. So things are really on the rocks right now, and it's rather ironic since the United States has allowed for this money to go to the Mubarak regime, which was basically an autocracy, and now they're threatening to cut off funding over this issue with a military regime that has promised to transfer authority to democracy.
Now, what do you think is really happening here? Is this partly theater being used by the Egyptian government to play to its domestic audience rather than to actually cause a squabble with the U.S.?
Well, of course, the Egyptian government says that this is a legitimate judicial investigation.
Of course they do.
The United States shouldn't be treating the Egyptian government as though they can simply impede on an independent judicial investigation. But at the same time, everyone involved thinks that the SCAF or the Supreme Council of the Armed Forces, as they're called here, is just pandering to the Egyptian public and playing up American foreign influence as a way to explain the continuing dissent and violence that we're still seeing on the streets of Cairo today.
So you said there were 19 Americans. Do we know how many are actually in Egypt? Are they all out of the country? Have we heard from the organizations they work for?
Yes, we've been hearing from the organizations, and there are only about 6 here in Egypt. The rest are considered fugitives on the list from the judiciary.
Now, the 6 that are in Egypt, are they in the U.S. Embassy? We heard that last week.
We only know that there are 3 people in the U.S. Embassy, and their names are not supposed to be released to the public. So of the 3 other people who are on this travel ban, there are 3 in the U.S. Embassy. So there are 6 Americans on the travel ban that are not allowed to leave the country.